It's good, YouTube. Back again. I'm getting to some current. See what's up with it. So we got flash mob in Louisiana. A flash mob in Louisiana. What do I think about the flash mob in Louisiana? The flash mob is just showing, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people in the world probably think, oh, well, these people are poor or something like that. They poor and they need food or something like that. Highly doubt it. I'm pretty sure their parents had food at home, and they'll probably try to make it seem like that, like they didn't. But I guarantee you, a lot of those people who was taking shit from that store or the mall, wherever it was, they probably had money in their pocket. And this is just what the energy is doing. The energy is, excuse me, moving back into place to confiscate everything, no matter what it is. Doesn't have to be necessarily doesn't necessarily have to be beneficial to you and your health and your spiritual path, but these are signs and symbols. These are parables and metaphors. These are similes and acronyms, conundrums, double entendres, and stuff like that. So it appears to be one way, but the energy behind it speaks for itself, what it's doing as a whole from the bird's eye view. Okay? Then you got, actually all this stuff ties into each other if you look at it, right? The HJRES 15 bill that they're talking about Obama so-called trying to pass so he can do a third term. Me personally, I don't know how the fuck he's doing a second term. I knew that he could only be the person that was going to go into office if there was an office. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about him doing a term necessarily. I'm talking about the government is, the only thing honestly, actually, I do know what's holding it up is the plastic. Plastic, virtual numbers, and not just plastic credit cards, but plastic food also. That's what's holding it up, because they really don't have anything. That stuff that you're seeing now in these stores and the stuff that's on the market, come on now, guys, come on. Nobody's giving up that much jewelry. You're wearing fake jewelry, you're eating fake food, you're swiping fake currency. So that's what's holding it up right now. And basically the illusion is falling apart, but they got to do what they got to do to polish it up. So, a third term, not saying that something is impossible, because we're living in an impossible universe anyway. So things that are possible wouldn't happen first, but the impossible would happen. So I'm not saying that he wouldn't be in office for a third term. I'm saying that I just don't see, for the people, I know how he could do it and accomplish it, but I don't see how the people are still falling for that shit. Because for another thing is they talking about the obesity and the people's poor knowledge of obesity and how parents make their kids. Actually, there's two separate topics. One topic was about how parents make their kids fat, and the other one was the poor knowledge behind obesity for the adults themselves. Well, when you're eating plastic, it doesn't really matter how much knowledge you know about your calories and how much you should exercise, and what you should tell your kid to eat, or if you give them a full course meal or whatever. Hey, it doesn't matter, because you're eating plastic. Soy is plastic. The MDG, whatever the fuck that shit called, is MGM. I forgot what it's in Goya. My mom used to use that shit when we was little, turn the rice orange and shit like that. MSG, that's what it's called. Well, that stuff will blow your ass the fuck up. It's plastic. So, there is no helping people. They're gonna consume. Especially highly melanated people. You gotta eat what you're supposed to eat. The stuff that they feeding you, they just feeding you because you're there. They don't care about what the fuck you're eating. And then they have people who are walking around thinking that there's an epidemic or something going on. So they try to say, well, you guys are unhealthy. But I know big people who move a lot. They move more than me, but they're bigger than me. They're more, ready to go play basketball, football, run around. They'll walk anywhere just for the fuck up because they want to go do something. So that's how they are, and they're still fat. So it has nothing to do with that. It's what you're eating. That's what it is. And it's hard to lose plastic. I mean, how do you burn plastic out of your body? All it does is do you know the temperature you would need to put your body at to burn the plastic from your flesh? That shit's probably fused into your flesh. But, maybe something down the line is going to turn that into another meaning, because you know how I go with the two extremes. There has to be a flip side to it. So maybe that goes somewhere. But for now, as is, that's a given. That's what it is. Eating plastic, that's what you get. You get big and plasticky. You're going to turn into that shit. So, and the body isn't set to digest that shit. So it doesn't, it's not like you ate a goddamn head of cabbage or something. There's things that are in cabbage that are inside of your body, but that stuff that's in plastic is something that's totally foreign, and it doesn't know what to do with it, so it just sits it somewhere, I guess, until it can figure it out. But hopefully it does. Now you got, both of these things are black holes, period. They're both symbolic for black holes. Obama sucking it up with his term. Black people, they're paying it. They're trying to, what you guys got to catch on to is that he's not in office because he made it to office. He's in the office to calm us down, because black people are becoming way too independent. You understand? And that's another reason why I say I don't see how the fuck a second or third term was happening, because black people are becoming too successful. They're becoming independent. You got a few people out there who are very money hungry, who still chase that shit around, but for the most part, money is starting to chase black people around. And if it's not, then it will start doing that for you as soon as you stop worrying about it. Stop worrying about money like it matters. Look at it like it doesn't. It's nothing. Stop. I can't afford that. Stop telling yourself what you can't afford. That's irrelevant. If you say you can't afford it, your brain immediately starts giving you those type of programs. And you're going to use your energy that's also running your brain to manifest that exact situation for yourself. You'll make your own salary. I can't afford it. I can't afford that. And then you ain't going to be able to afford it. Notice, every time you spent money on something that you couldn't afford, somehow money came back to you again. It did. Sometimes it came back to you again. When you're not really paying attention to money, you're not even worrying about it, it just starts falling into your lap. So focus on that shit. Don't focus on money. Focus on that you are more powerful than a piece of paper. Don't let a piece of paper run your ass, or a virtual number. You gonna let a virtual number inside a computer run you? Come on, people, let's not do that. So these things are all symbolic for black holes. Then you got Arnold Schwarzenegger with his goddamn M47 patent. This motherfucker got a tank. Arnold got a tank. Now, do we even need to discuss that? I don't think we need to discuss that shit. The governor of California has his own tank. M47 patent. What in the world you think he's gonna do with that goddamn tank? What in the fuck would you need a tank for? In a peaceful world where terrorism is always taken care of because the nations are in agreement with certain treaties that don't defy the laws of nature and humanity itself. Everything is for the benefit of the people. Why would you need a tank, Arnold? I don't know. You tell me. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I might get back on and do one about sound, unless I can find another topic or something. But that black hole effect is crazy, ain't it? Black holes. Consuming. And I'm gonna repeat this again. Black people are becoming very, very successful. I don't know if y'all can notice it, but they are becoming very successful. Very, 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 very successful. And they can't stop that. The only way they can stop it is to put up an image. They can postpone it, put up an image of somebody so that children will follow Congress and try to get into politics. That's the only thing they're doing. We stop paying attention to politics. A lot of black people are realizing who they are, finding out information on the net about the truth and stuff, and they're turning away from it. Even if it's just a piece of the truth, they're still turning away from it because, I mean, it's not hard to see that politics is bullshit. You know, you can read one sentence from some Egyptologist or some excavator or anthropologist from their findings of our past lives. One sentence about what the hell they got up, that they discovered from it, or their knowledge of their opinion of what was going on. One sentence could make you be like, oh man, that shit is a joke. I mean, you wouldn't know about the holographic universe and melanin and all that shit right off the top, but something would click and you like, man, that shit is bullshit. Democrats are Republicans. Republicans are Democrats. It ain't shit going on with that. You know, that's not hard to figure out. So, yeah, that's about it, y'all. That's it. That's all it is. It's just a bunch of energy. They need us to regurgitate, or, yeah, they need us to regurgitate their way, not our way, because we would just consume it our way. They need the shit regurgitated their way. You dig? You know, the program's falling apart, and it's you who's doing it. The more you make yourself bigger than this world, the smaller it gets. Trust me, this shit gets a lot smaller than you think. It gets really, really tiny. Everything gets small. You know how you grow up and you're like, damn, those lollipops are small. Damn, those cookies are small. Shit, that bike is small. Everything's going to get small. Even when you stop getting bigger, everything just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Even concepts, the gods you used to worship, they get small. They turn into nothing. You know? But peace, y'all. Stay focused. Energy, energy, energy. That's what it's about. Don't get lost in the sauce. Focus on the energy. Peace.